Yo, what's going on, guys? This is not financial advice. Not financial advice. You guys know that. Apex 80% off sale. Use a link in the description. Really good to use it for practice. Practice account. I use it all the time. So click that link in the description. Type in code SAVE80. You're literally saving 80%. So who cares if you lose account? It's much better practice than demo. And worst thing you can do is get funded and just get money from that. So just go click that link. Last thing, I'm closing my Patreon next week, so make sure to join before I close it again. It's the beginning of the month. Yeah, click that link in the description. All right, I don't want to bore you guys. All right, so I'm going to actually start right now. Okay, so I'm going to be going over the confirmation setup again, okay? And there's a really good example of this yesterday, and I think this is the best strategy you can possibly use in ICT. Okay, first thing on the checklist, look for a higher time frame PD array. Okay, so if we go to, I think it was ES, this played out yesterday. If we go to like the 15 minute, right, and we go to a higher time frame PD array, okay, it was right here. Actually, if you go to the 4 hour, okay, where's our higher time frame PD array? Okay, you want to use something at discount, so if you draw like a fib from here to here, you can see the best higher time frame PD array is this fair value at the discount, okay? And what we want to do is, we are not blindly long in this, okay? This is, you use this, okay? You use this higher time frame PD array because we don't know for sure if we're going to bounce off it, okay? Our plan is we will, but do we know that for sure? No, we do not. So what you want to do is wait until the confirmation setup, meaning, okay, we have this in the 4 hour. You don't want to long this giant zone because that's just a lot of risk. Now you go in the 5 minute, look for a confirmation setup. Okay, so if I go back, okay, we get it twice. Okay, you can see right here, no confirmation setup, lots of chop here. Finally, we get a nice kind of momentum up. Not really clean market structure shift, but we know we bounce out of a higher time frame. Okay, and then here's your market structure shift, and here's your entry. Okay, you can see, right, if you draw this from the low to the high, okay, you can see this is in discount. Here's your entry, and then your target for this is obviously here. And we actually, interesting enough, we never even hit it to over here, okay, which is interesting. So this is more of a play where, okay, this is a confirmation entry. Maybe you would have scaled profits because it did go almost 10 points, so you probably would have scaled half and just got stopped the rest at break even. Okay, why is this your target though? This is the most obvious swing high, right? You're not really going to target any of this stuff because these aren't swing highs, right? There's not going to be stops resting above here. It's going to be above this because you can just see how obvious this is. So again, first step, find a higher time frame PD array, which would be this. Second step, look for like a second setup out of it. There's no setup here. There's no fair value gap. There's nothing telling me we're going to go higher until we have this. Okay, this is the first fair value gap we form. Okay, this is more of a hindsight thing, but you could even argue that this was an order block, a confirmation entry. So we obviously have that, and okay, so then what happens is this: we go back into the higher time frame PD array. Okay, we're still looking at the thing. And then this is where you should understand what I'm about to say here. This is the higher time frame PD array. Where's the confirmation setup? Right here. But we know this is the 5 minute time frame, okay? And you're probably wondering, can there be confirmation of a confirmation setup? Yes, there can be. If you're only looking at the 5 minute, okay, and you still think this is a lot of risk, right? To me, this is still like the stop loss would be, it would be down here, which is still like almost a 10-point risk. If you don't want to take that, okay, now this is your higher time frame PD array. Now go to the 1 minute, even make it smaller, okay, and then go back and then look for another confirmation setup. So you can see right here, kind of hold it. Now look for another fair value gap to form. Where does it form? It forms right here. So this is the confirmation of the confirmation. This is like a third fair value gap. You can see this is a lot of displacement. We know we're holding this fair value gap. We know we held this fair value gap. Should this work? Yes, it should, because it's like the confirmation of the confirmation. And if you look, what did we violate? We violated a bearish PD array, right? Bearish PD array just means a fair value gap or an order block or something like that. This is the fair value gap, okay? And we violated that fair value gap at the same time, and it lined up with a fair value gap at the same time. So here's a confirmation setup. You guys are probably wondering, would you scale here? No, you would not, okay? If you ever see a fair value gap on the south side of the curve after we get a long setup, usually you don't want to worry about these. You just wait till the next high because the market should target those stop losses. And what happens is we kind of consolidate here, and then we squeeze past it. because there's so many sell orders, so you kind of get some covering here and you just kind of squeeze by it. So I say typically not to worry about these on the sell side of the curve. And then, okay, if this was a 1 minute setup, right, we know the first draw is here, but maybe you're just on the one. Maybe you just see, okay, this is the target. But just in case, check the 5 minute, check the 15, see if there's a possible higher draw. And if you look at the 15 here, okay, we know that from the day before, we almost got the buy side, didn't hit it, which usually means what? It usually means we're coming back. So we know on the higher time frame we can hold a little longer, right? You obviously want to scale some at this high, but you also got to understand, okay, the higher time frame also is more buy side above. Maybe you should hold like half or runners, right? If we had taken this buy side here, I would not have held past this high. But the fact that we did not take this buy side, you hold, okay? And obviously that's a experience thing. You just double check, make sure the higher time frame has another target above, right? And you can also see in the 15 minute, this is also an inversion fair value gap, which is the model I teach every single day. Okay, I love this model. You violate a bearish PD array, and then we use it as support. Okay, and you can see this is also an immediate rebalance. Okay, you can see we don't really create a fair value gap here. It's tiny, but it's not really, I would not consider that one. It's immediate rebalance. And then you can see here we form the order block. If you see a red candle form off a inversion fair value gap or a bullish PD array, and we trade above this high, okay, what should happen? We should expand higher. So maybe you're in a position in the 1 minute, okay, maybe you're in a position in the 1 minute, and you see, okay, I'm looking at this target, but then you go to like the 15 minute and you start to understand, okay, we are forming a bearish order block because the second we hit your target, right? The 1 minute target's technically this high. The second we hit that target, you gotta understand, okay, now this is an order block that respected this, so we should expand higher and not dump after hitting this buy side, right? We know this is buy side liquidity, but we now know this is buy side liquidity, and we should expand higher because you saw an order block formed in live time, and we broke this high. Okay, that's a little advanced, but that's just another thing to look out for. Okay, so this is a confirmation setup, right? You can look for confirmation setup on the 15 off the 4 hour, then go to the 15 minute. I typically like them on the 1, so if I see a 4 hour bearish PD array or bullish PD array, I now go down to the 15 minute and look for a second one. And then if I see one in there, I now go down to the 1 minute and look for like a third one. So that's what I do. And it keeps your win rate high, man. And even like right here, right? This is almost like a higher time frame fair value gap, right? The confirmation setup wouldn't be this, right? You're not longing this inverse fair value gap. You're longing the second thing, which would be this right here. Right, see how this is the second fair value gap? So again, this is the confirmation setup. I love it. I'm gonna go over a video on my inverse model. It has an extremely high win rate, and you guys should be using them. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Other than that, peace out.